I'm going live. I think I am live. I'm live. Yay. I'm officially live. Hi, people. So, yesterday I did a video and it was just on foods and things to avoid if you're choosing to get any vaccination, let alone the COVID. But of course, the COVID is the one most people are doing. So it said stay off things like sugary drinks, to not have packaged foods, to not drink alcohol. I mean, really healthy advice, which is just a good idea anyway. But it was saying that it would certainly help to up people having a better chance at the COVID vaccine, making a difference, especially for people with obesity, which was the whole focus of the article. And I appreciated that. Of course, I got some feedback from people saying, what's the deal? Are you promoting the vaccine? And are you doing the vaccine now? And don't you know that the vaccine has, horrific side effects and things like that? I'm actually doing a video today on side effects from vaccines in general that tend to not show up for a couple of months post vaccine. And it's not to instill fear, it's just to give people a heads up on what they need to consider when they're making choices for their body, right? So for me, it's a little tricky because I'm a teacher and we know we all want kids back in school ASAP, right? And so it's highly recommended that teachers get the vaccine. And I can appreciate that. But I also know that I'm healthier than I've ever been in my life. I eat a vegan and raw vegan diet, which means I don't have any animal products. And almost every every pandemic and any of these bugs, if you will, that we've had over time were almost always derived from an animal product initially, right? Whether it was the bats or um, monkeys and whatever it is, that it tends to come from consuming animals or animal products. So I'm a little stronger and safer that way. But I do have asthma. It's not all the time. It's one of those things that comes upon me. But it can be anything from cleaning products to cut grass, to even household dust or even the dander of animals, which people kind of laugh at because they're like, really, Jules? Are we confused, or do you have 5 dogs? Hey, I used to have 9. Yes, I have 5 dogs, and you're allergic to grass? Don't you, like, have to feed your horses every single day? Yes, I do, and sometimes I break out from that hay. It just depends, it's interesting. In some ways, the more pure my diet becomes, the more I can resist certain things. My asthma has been reduced exponentially. I mean, seriously, I think it's down about 85%. I used to have attacks all the time. I couldn't even sit through mass. I would have to go to the hospital probably twice a month for a breathing treatment. And now it's completely down to occasional. I just carry an emergency inhaler just in case. But I'm definitely a person, especially as a teacher, who did the flu vaccination like yearly forever. I mean, I didn't think much of it, It was something that because I worked with little kids and was prone to being exposed to every single thing they got, I just presumed to take the flu shot. Also, I regularly did antibiotics because I would literally have strep throat about 6 times a year. Oh my gosh. Now I haven't even been sick with anything significant for about probably at least 2 years. I definitely have not gotten any antibiotics. I've been working on my microbiome, which is, the ecosystem of your stomach, if you will, and trying to boost that all the time, again, by eating just plant-based and really healthy foods and adding additional things. I don't really take any form of medication anymore at all, at all. Certainly not prescribed meds, and I used to be on 8 of them. So now I just use a heating pad or an ice pack if I need something. And then I occasionally use some supplements to just help. Like I had kidney disease, it's arrested right now, and my kidneys continue to improve. I had, of course, just full blown asthma. I had my thyroid condition, which again is completely arrested. I had, of course, horrific acid reflux. to the point where they were saying that I might need like surgery on my throat. I was burning my throat out. My esophagus was getting holes in it. I mean, really, really bad. All of that, I am done with all of that. But as a teacher, knowing children are coming into the class, yes, I'll wear my mask. Yes, I'll wash my hands. But will I get the COVID vaccine? By all accounts, there haven't been any problems beyond an inflamed arm or a couple of people having a reaction, which tends to be the case with any medication, hence the 50 billion trillion warnings that they give you. Hi, yay! Thanks for showing up. Happy to be Taylor. I am talking about the vaccine and who's getting it and who's not and what their concerns are. And of course, it's a hot topic, let's be fair. And some people were kind of going off on me because they thought I was promoting it. And I really think it's per person. Like, let's be fair. You have to know in your heart what works for you. I was just going over my various ailments, many of which are recovered, praise God, for our largely raw vegan lifestyle, right? Such a blessing to have found that better way. And it really has arrested so many of my things, from my kidney disease to my asthma to my thyroid condition. Like, I attribute all of that to this better way of eating. But I was just thinking, I used to get the flu shot every year. I used to take antibiotics all the time for my strep throat and everything. And as a teacher, I work with kids. So it's like, I'm going to have kids in those classrooms. Can I trust the mask? Can I trust the hand washing? Can I trust my diet to protect me enough? Oh, you have severe allergies. I so get it. I know, that's interesting too. On the other hand, Taylor's saying that because of her pre-existing conditions, i.e. the severe allergies, which again, my asthma is provoked by things in the environment, they're saying, please don't. Like, they're recognizing that taking that can provoke additional problems with people who already struggle in certain areas. I love you for re-mentioning that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So for me right now, it's totally my diet, absolutely a mask, washing my hands, and social distancing. That has worked for me thus far, and I trust it. But as a teacher, like I said, suddenly they've opened up for us to be next on the vaccine block, if you will, and getting that vaccine. And my husband, who is a nurse, very much wants me to get it. Of course, he's concerned for me. And I think it's per person, and I'm still praying about it. But I'm going to be doing another video for my Jules Blessed Vegan for today on some of the effects of vaccines that showed up later. So typically right now, about 7%, which isn't very much, right? 7% of the people tend to have inflammation in their arm. They feel a little buggy, like fluish. They hurt a little. Their muscles might be sore for a day or two after that vaccine, right? They say the second shot is a little harder than the first. But there's other studies that show 2 months out, where some more severe things start to show up. And that's a concern for people. And other people have said that autoimmune deficiency, little autoimmune deficiency problems, that the just vaccines in general and the COVID in particular are hard on that. I don't want to talk about facts I don't have with me right now. And sadly, it's already that double-edged sword. On the one hand, and we say this all the time, a knife is such a blessing until you're using it to stab something to death, right? A gun is great for protection until you're shooting a loved one. Fire, so beautiful to warm your house until you're using it to, blow up a country. Like, there's all those things, and it's the same thing with the vaccine and stuff. On the one hand, it's a miracle that countries pulled it together this quickly. Wow. Oh, how sad. Did I get kicked out? No. Okay. Sorry, it switched screens on me. But that these countries miraculously brought it together so quickly. That double-edged sword is that because it came upon us so quickly, we don't really have the information and data that will be shown over time. And yet, this new one, Johnson & Johnson, not only is it a single dose, regular, refrigeration, but it is suggesting that it's 100% keeping people out of the hospital and 85% on just keeping people from the various symptoms of COVID. Okay, I don't know where it's going, but it's my lunch hour, and I just wanted to check in. Thanks for saying hi and for reminding me of that. Yes, people with pre-existing conditions that are struggling, they're actually saying, hey, don't go with the vaccine right now because it can be even more difficult for your body to fight. I appreciate that. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't. Catch you on the flip. I have another video today in Jules Blessed Vegan. Have a blessed afternoon. And until we talk again, you always need to know we're still here, we're still breathing, and therefore we are blessed. Peace out, y'all.